Hi, Mikael.
Hi.
Just going back to what you said on the corners, just to James, the Leverkusen manager was saying after the game the other night that he was sort of having a joke with Nicola Jola about using that tactic. Do you think that a lot of teams have seen what you've been doing in blocking and have started to do it really effectively like they did the other night?
Yeah, we did. We weren't the first to start to do that. And it's not about blocking. I'm not going to describe what we do, but it's not blocking. Okay. And what they did in the goal that we concede and the foul that we get at the end of the game, you just see that and tell me the difference.
Is that something clearly you weren't happy with that decision to allow that goal?
No, because he's trying to manipulate, not him. In general, that noise is the efficiency that we have in certain moments. And that's not what we try to do as well. It's not that.
And I take it with Everton have obviously got David Moyes, you learned a lot from him from set pieces, I imagine,
yes.
in the first place. But they have a heavy emphasis and they've got some big defenders. I'm sure that's something you've been working on.
Yeah, and those defenders that can attack. I mean, they've always been really good at defending and attacking their box. That's one of the biggest qualities of his teams, and that's why tomorrow will be very difficult.
Simon?
Okay, can I just ask you on Wabaqua, when he has a sort of difficult run like this, where his numbers aren't as good as they are in previous seasons, how do you lift it? And do you also think maybe he has perhaps been a victim of lots of injuries in attack? He hasn't played as much with Martin as he normally would, Kai, players that he does have a very good understanding. Yes, I mean,
we have changed that unit a lot, much more than in recent years. The amount of games and minutes that he's played now, I think it's a bit more than already the whole of last season. So we just have to understand the demands that we are putting on players as well, and that's another thing that obviously when we talk about the beauty of the game and all these things affect certain things for sure.
I just want to pick up on something you said to Dharmesh obviously about Spurs. Would you miss that North London derby then if you didn't have it next season?
I don't think we have to respond to that question.
And we'll go finally to Gary.
Okay, you had a last sort of couple of seasons or defining weeks where you've had kind of periods of games. The Villa Bayern one last year, you had sort of Palace, the PSG, Bournemouth sort of period. Do you ever look back on those now when you've kind of now got a sort of perhaps an important week of this season to think about how your players coped with that week and how you might think they might cope with this week and whether you do anything differently?
Yeah, we certainly try to learn from the past. To replicate the same scenarios is very difficult because at the end, what it matters is your state in that moment and the opponent that you are facing, and that's always different. We know what is at stake, and the moment that we go another week, it's going to be closer and closer. But we're dealing with that in a really organic way. We've been trying to deal with that for 8-9 months already in that way, and we're not going to change that.
That's right, Mitchell.
Mikael, I was here a couple of weeks ago. You were speaking about how your team has formed this kind of organic bond with each other beyond sort of what your expectation, spending time together off the pitch. When it comes to those intangible differences between first place and second place and a trophy and watching someone else claim a trophy, how important is that they are forming these bonds organically?
Yeah, I don't know if it makes the difference between first, second or not. If we go through that, or that's the definitive factor, I think we have a really good chance because the atmosphere that the boys have and the bond between them is exceptional. But it's a massive factor as well to sustain such a culture and the atmosphere around the team in the best possible way. And we are very lucky to have that.
Okay, guys, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you.
No.